to my geography channel. Today it is Sunday while I'm recording this, so it's a geography video on Rathafofo geography. Today I spun a wheel for every country in the world, and to see what country forms an empire. This is my first mapping video. I'm good at mapping, don't worry guys, you're gonna love this. So, and what country forms an empire? And it touched Estonia. So it's gonna be Estonia. So Estonia is gonna be colored in red throughout this video. So if you're wondering what red it is, it's Estonia, okay? So an empire is not like the politic regime. It means that it's gonna try to fight some countries to be strong. So for this to be possible in the modern day, since many countries have stopped war because of alliances and stuff, NATO is disbanded. Everything is disbanded. So there are no more alliances. Everybody for themselves. And Estonia will be slightly buffed so we can do this because it is not very strong. Also, Kaliningrad got its independence from Russia because it was too different from it. It was Western and European. So it decided to join Lithuania. Yeah, normally it's Poland, but this time it's Lithuania. No, maybe it joined Germany. Dun dun dun, sus. No, that's really bad of me. This is Germany in World War I, by the way. This is it. Can we try to draw this? Sorry guys, my voice is poop. Does it look like it? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think it does. It's just too thick. All right, let's go. So first, Estonia and Latvia. They are very good allies. They both hate Russia. They're gonna form a union together. Actually, they're gonna unite into the same country. And guess what it's gonna be called? I was gonna say something very unoriginal. I was gonna say that was the new name, but it's very unoriginal, so I'm just gonna call it the Estonian Empire with an emperor. So now the first war Estonia is gonna fight is against Lithuania, because Estonia and Latvia love each other, but they don't have special relations with Lithuania. They're just there. Somebody rebels. They love rebelling, eh, Kaliningrad? Why did I say eh? That's so Canadian. Also, Belarus. Nobody's helping them, huh? Belarus is not doing anything. Hey. Belarus swears they're not doing anything, but they also want something. So what do? They join the war in a very unethical way and just want they just want land. So then they can unite with Russia, and Russia never did anything. And Kaliningrad just wants independence. They don't want to join another country. That's why Estonia is gonna be like, bro, we're gonna help you get independence. So they do something very stupid of joining the team of Lithuania. So together they push and push and push and push. So Belarus's dream of not being landlocked anymore die. These are the borders that we end up with. Okay, so we see the borders who are pretty unfair for the others. Belarus got a little bit of land. I'm just doing this stronger, otherwise it's gonna disappear. So Belarus got a little bit of land, but it may seem unfair to the naked eye, but Belarus has the capital of Lithuania. Yeah, they have Vilnius, which doesn't seem that important at first, but when you think about it, it's the capital city of Lithuania, owned by Belarus. I think Belarus is very strong now. But let's be clear, Belarus joined the war in their own side. They also declared war on Lithuania. They did not fight on the same side as Estonia. I think that's a pretty good empire, but I've watched so many mapping videos. I'm like, no, this is too short. I want to watch more. So we're watching more, guys. They declare war on Poland. So they start sending troops in from the east, but they see that Kaliningrad is not letting them fight. So Kaliningrad just leaves the war, and Estonia is very angry. They were angry. So Belarus is like, yay, opportunity. Poland pushed them away because they're pretty strong now, but they have horrible geography. You can easily just murder them. So they're gonna call in a friend. They brought Czechia and Slovakia. Don't say them together because that's racist. So Czechia and Slovakia joined the war on the side of Poland to to help them. Belarus did quite a little mistakey by declaring war on Poland, and so Czechia and Slovakia also declared war on Belarus. And Poland still has some stuff ready, so they're just gonna invade a little bit. Yeah, that's sad. Sorry, Belarus. And since Estonia feels sad and betrayed, they declare war on Kaliningrad. They put everything into Kaliningrad and bam, completely obliterated the day after. But since they put a lot into Kaliningrad, Poland started a counter invasion of Lithuania and Estonia. That's weird to say, but it's true. So with that, Estonia is mad and Belarus is also angry. So you know what they do? They push them out together. Yes. They also sign a non-aggression pact promising that Belarus will never integrate itself into another country for the next 60 years, and they would attack Poland fairly with their armies differently. Yeah, I drew the border better because they're not one country, they're two countries, but they are angry now, and they're on the same team, which is kind of bad for Poland and Czechia and Slovakia. Yeah. So guess what happens? Another counter invasion, this time from Kaliningrad, from Estonia. They just do bam and that. And then Belarus does their own. And they're trying to not be landlocked anymore. So they want to go like there. And they don't want Belarus to have a water port. If they want to, they would just unite with Russia, which would be bad. So they just do a little bit more of that. But then they get stalemated here because there's one of the major cities. Look at Warsaw getting captured by Belarus. Poland gets killed in a few seconds. No, in a few days. Okay, a few days. Belarus easily gets to the border with Germany. Czechia loses Prague. Slovakia loses Bratislava. I hope it's that. They completely die. Belarus is very strong. Estonia says, bruh, calm me downy, okay? So together, they wipe out Poland, Czechia, and Slovakia. Okay, we've got Belarus becoming long. Kind of looks like this little border over here. We have a puppet state getting created. Czechia, Slovakia, and Poland cease to exist. And Estonia gets long too. So even though they signed a non-aggression pact with Belarus is gonna join Russia, which completely violates the non-aggression pact. So that is gonna be bad. They declare war on Russia, and Russia, since they know this region, they do something like this. And they're starting to get bigger, but they are low on supplies, and they cut off Estonia north and south. So now they are missing supplies, and I guess Estonia is gonna call some friends, especially some Nordics. Finland and Sweden join just to help a little bit. Norway joins after a while. Denmark joins just for power. And this is chaos. Oh, let's not forget. I don't know why it's inverted colors. Normally, like, I put NATO as blue, but Estonia is like imperialist, so I don't know. I think this is how it's doing right now. It used to be something like this. No, it used to be like this, but wow, Ukraine is pushed out a lot. So Russia is at war with Ukraine, Estonia, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, and Norway, which I'm pretty sure you guys know this, but a very major city is right over here in the gates of Finland. So they all are very dedicated to this. They put their whole army, Estonia, Finland, Sweden, and Norway. They put all their dedication for Operation St. Petersburg. They meet up and start sharing stuff with boats and stuff here. And it's not looking very good for Russia. Since Russia is not very smart, they continue to push out from here and ignore this because this is less defended. And they try their best to capture the capital of Estonia while capturing Riga now. And they have Vilnius for themselves. But they were not quick enough because this was the war for the capital. And the capital, well, not very much the capital, but this capital gets obliterated by the Nordics, which means Russia shoots itself on the foot. They pull away every troop from every country, and they focus on pushing out St. Petersburg. They're like, guys, peace. Guys are like, no way! Do you know what you just did to us? Like, bruv. So they push back, capture St. Petersburg again. Poor people from St. Petersburg. They cut them off, grab the rest of Poland that rebels. They grab the rest of Czechia and Slovakia. I don't know why they would rebel to the red team, but sure. Poland, Czechia, and Slovakia rebel. And all that's left is Belarus and a non-St. Petersburg Russia. So Ukraine starts a dumb campaign from Moscow, which I don't know how they made it that thick, but... And also, wait, it's just gonna be off the border. Oh man, we died! Now Ukraine is up for grabs right now. They have nothing. So Russia is like, yay, we can continue this because they didn't want peace. So they just push back into the Donbass region and capture Crimea again. And then they just do this and they go and capture Kiev and yeah, it's this again. And Ukraine doesn't stop. So Ukraine just was a little dumb here. So they connect with this. And then they're like, oh, that's dumb. We see some light red with some light blue right next to it. How about we exchange? They're like, no, take Ukraine. We don't care. So Ukraine is thrown off of the red team. And they completely obliterate it. Sorry, Ukraine. Russia got you this time. Ukraine surrenders to the Russian military. And let's look at this peace treaty. Okay, guys, so this is a big one. Norway and Finland have a bunch of land, and they are on the gates of St. Petersburg over here. Sweden, they never get stuff out of these, but they are very appreciated across the world. In Denmark too, though they didn't help that much. That's all the Nordics video. But Finland and Norway, they got some stuff. Also, Belarus gets released from Russia because they weren't allowed to. Most of Poland, completely annexation to the red team. Czechia, Slovakia, and some small parts of the old puppeted. Russia annexes all of Ukraine except for this little part, which later joins Estonia with a 95% vote to join. So they joined. That's great. Belarus is over there crying and sad. But so Russia cannot unite with them for the next 50 years. Maybe they'll just annex it. They can just annex it. Oh, and also Russia made this tiny little puppet because they didn't want to keep that part because it's very rebellious. So that would be our little Roman Empire / Estonia Empire. Also, I forgot to say they bought this huge island over here from Sweden. So, yeah, they got the island. Yeah. They also bought a few islands from Denmark and the UK, and not Copenhagen, just this one and some other ones like. So they have a little bit of influence through the Baltic Sea, right? Yay! Okay, now let's look at the provinces of this empire. Okay, there's a bunch of states over here. First, there's the capital of Tallinn. Then we have the overseas territory, which is all these islands. We've got the Estonian state, the East Latvian state, the West Latvian state, because they're always fighting, so when they're separated, it's better. We've got the North Lithuanian state, the Belarusian state, the East Prussian state, the West Prussian state, the South Lithuanian state, the Warsaw state, East Poland state, West Poland state, Western Ukraine state, North Czechoslovakia state, and this is Czechoslovakia. Wow. They have the audacity to name it that. That's crazy. It was me. Yeah, that was basically it. It was very nice. Now let's draw the flag by memory. Okay, so I thought maybe do the hammer and sickle for communist, but it's not communist. It's gonna be, I think this is the flag, by the way. It's an empire. So I searched on the web empire logo, and I found a Star Wars thing. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Star Wars. I haven't. I don't want to. I think it's pretty stupid, but sorry for offending y'all. I don't like it. But you can do whatever you want, guys. I put their empire logo on this. Don't copyright me, because I drew it by hand. Okay, it took a few minutes. And that's a few minutes of my life, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!